We are working with later stage companies that are looking at Series A rather than the ideation stage. So it's really vital that our clients get the best out of the interactions with the companies coming through here today.
We want to find the biggest and most successful startups in the world and help them be even more successful together with Microsoft.
I'll describe the accelerator as a sort of rocket ship builder's yard, and then with sort of the help of Microsoft, they actually allow them to launch.
We're being led by some amazing mentors right now that we simply wouldn't be where we are without them.
Warwick and Ian have already found some opportunities for us with customers, so one day in we couldn't be better.
In an environment like this, I think it's very likely that I might meet somebody who's going to change the way the business runs.
And I think by the end of it, it will drive our company to the next level.
I love the team and I love the buzz, the vibe that's within the workspace. It's constantly changing and it's a really cool, relaxed environment to be in.
A lot of VCs are actually looking at what we are doing and the way we are doing it, because it's a free equity program, delivering as much as value as we can for free to accompany these great entrepreneurs to be successful.
My advice to anyone wanting to come onto Microsoft Accelerator would be quite simply do it.
Sign up, get on the program, you're only going to benefit from it.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and a very warm welcome to the Gallery of the Future. This is a phenomenal event, I hope you will end up agreeing, curated by London's Accelerator, Microsoft's Accelerator here in the heart of London. Are you well? It's lovely to see you. I know it's chilly outside, but it's warm in here. And I just want to say a very warm welcome to everybody, especially if you're joining us on the live stream, thanks to TechCrunch. If you can't, or colleagues can't be here this afternoon, please do share the coordinates with them. And as we go through, I'm sure you will find many things remarkable, and do spread the word on that. Really, this is designed as an amazing showcase of the technology which will shape all of our futures, really. I think you'll end up agreeing. So really, we've got a very interesting afternoon planned. The hashtag, I should say, is MSALDN. So MSALDN, so Microsoft Accelerator London. So do share that, please. So we're shaking up the format a little bit. If you've joined us before, you'll notice. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to showcase the 8 founders from the graduating cohort of the Accelerator. So one after the other, you'll see them come out here and do their thing. So we'll be hearing how their applications and services will be innovating sort of key industry sectors. So you'll see them, and I know that you're going to like what you see. I certainly hope so. Then we want to allow you to sort of immerse yourselves in some fantastic technology. So some of you will have already seen, we are showcasing the Microsoft HoloLens with as many of you as possible. You will probably already know that this is the world's first self-contained holographic computer. It's known as mixed reality. You will probably know already. I had to go earlier, and I highly recommend it. So do have a little look at that a bit later on. And then chapter 3, if you like, drinks with colleagues, old and new. And then we've got a chance to come back and hear a couple of what we sort of call lightning tech talks. So we've got a global research guru from here at Microsoft, Dr. Kenji Takeda will be speaking. And then we've got the CTO of Microsoft's Lyft, Mark Stanley, will be saying a few words as well. So lots to look forward to. Some of you will know about this program already. Some of you will be new to it this afternoon. So to tell you a little bit more about how it's all put together, please welcome its CEO in residence to the stage, Mr. Warwick Hill.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much for braving the weather and the tube strike. I think this is the 4th year in a row that we've held demo day on a tube strike, so really must sort that out. 2016, that was a bit of a year. We rebranded and became Microsoft Accelerator. At the same time as David Cameron was brushing up his CV, we were interviewing about 300 companies. Out of that 300 companies, we chose these 8 to be the most disruptive and the best startups in London. Why did we choose them? Because Microsoft can really affect and impact their business as we take them global. So we are now concentrating solely on scale-ups, about taking brilliant talent and brilliant smaller companies and helping them scale globally. How do we do that? We have a global network of accelerators around the world, and it's straight from the plane from China. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Zach, my boss, who's here to talk about the global program. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be here again. It's amazing. It seems like every time I'm here, there's a strike. So I don't know if it's us or the tube, but definitely something around this. We need to figure it out. So August 16, 2016, I was invited for a one-on-one meeting with this amazing gentleman, Mr. Shimon Peres. I don't know how many of you know Mr. Peres. Was actually 6 weeks before he passed away, and probably one of the last meetings, major meetings he held. And I got an amazing gift from him in that meeting. The gift was, he actually told me what I've been doing for the last 5 years. So Mr. Peres in that meeting said, Zach, I've been reading about the work you do. I've been reading about the accelerators. And it made me think that schools and universities usually teach people about the past. And many times the past should stay in the past. And there are only so many things you can learn from the past. He said the accelerators and the work that you guys have been doing is really teaching people about the future. And how can you create a new future? And he wanted to know if we can actually take that and use that for larger purposes around the world. It was a fascinating conversation. And it really touched me. It was, as I said, a big gift that I got, figuring out exactly what's the work that we've been doing around the world. So from one inspirational leader to another. Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, that was the first person actually approved our program 5 years ago, almost 5 years ago. And we started the first accelerator in April 2012 out of Tel Aviv, and then grew it to a global program. And Satya has lately said that the industry does not respect tradition. It respects only innovation these days. And this is why he's excited about the kind of work we do in the innovation space, helping create more ideas, helping startups take their ideas to the next level. So a few words about the work that Microsoft does with startups. So we work with startups across the world in multiple ways. We help them throughout their life cycle. So we have a program called BizSpark, which there are 100,000 startups around the world that have access to free software, free services, support, many thousands of those here in the UK. We work with third-party accelerators. We support many of these ecosystem players, some great programs here in London and other places around the world. We have our own set of accelerators I'm going to talk about in the next couple of minutes. We have a Microsoft Venture Fund, which is a fairly new thing at Microsoft to have a fully sustained fund that started operating in this last year and already invested in about 20 companies. We're going to soon establish our investment thesis also here in London. We also been pretty acquisitive in the last couple of years, acquiring some interesting companies that we think fits really well with Microsoft future. So we work across the ecosystems, we work with VCs, we work with many, many partners to help startups be successful. And about the accelerators. So as I said, we've started in April 2012 with our first accelerator. We now have 7 in session. We opened 8 accelerators. We have 7 in session now. So I just, as Warwick said, I just came off the plane inaugurating our Shanghai accelerator. Pretty amazing ecosystem. So those of you that haven't looked at what's happening in China these days, pretty fascinating what's going on there. So we just opened the Shanghai Accelerator, and we really help startups grow their business. We provide them with significant support on our platforms. We provide them with access to businesses and making sure they're successful. As many of you know, funding is not the hardest thing to get when you're a startup. Business is the hardest thing to get. You can get funded, but never get business. If you get business, makes it much, much easier to get funded. So that's one of the things that we focus on in the program. We provide them office space, a lot of mentorship, and really try to help them be successful. So a bit of our stats and what we've been doing for the last 4.5 years. So we grew up about 520 startups. So startups are graduating today, no pressure. These startups have raised a bit over $2 billion so far. 41 exits, 38 through acquisitions, 3 through IPOs. Average funding per startup, $4.7 million, and 83% of them got funded, which makes us probably one of the most successful corporate accelerators in the world. And again, it took us 4.5 years, and very, very excited to lead that effort for Microsoft. We also, beyond just the work that we do with the startups and make the startups successful, it's super important for us as Microsoft to help the ecosystems that we're part of. We strongly believe of being a part, an active part of these ecosystems. And I'm super excited to tell you that we've been awarded in many of these places around the world as the #1 ecosystem program. So in China, we got awarded for 4 years the most admirable accelerator program out of on my slide, it says 1,800 programs, I believe. So I was just updated in China that there are 4,500 programs now in China. So yeah, it grew in the last 6 months. So we're still perceived as the most admirable accelerator program there. We got awarded by Fortune as the #1 ecosystem builder in India, and got awarded for a couple of years in a row the most successful accelerator in Tel Aviv, or the #1 entrepreneurship program there. So definitely planning on being a super strong program here. We're in a later stage play versus a lot of the accelerators that are very, very early stage. We're here to stay. We're here to make a big impact on London and in the UK overall. I want to thank you very much, all of you, for the support for this program here. You're going to see some amazing startups coming here on stage today. Thank you very much for your support, and looking forward to see the pitches. Thank you.